Hello everyone, welcome back again to your science class. Today again we'll continue with the chapters human body, the skeletal system. In our last class you have learned that human body has 206 bone and these 206 bone together make the skeletal system. The internal framework of the bones in our body is known as skeleton. And today in this video presentation you are going to learn about the parts of skeleton. So there are many parts in skeleton: skull, vertebral column, girdles, upper limb, lower limbs, pelvic girdles and rib cage. And there are total 206 bones in human body. Let's study in detail about the parts of skeleton. The main parts of skeleton are skull, vertebral column which is also known as backbone, the rib cage, the limbs, that is upper limbs and lower limbs, and last the girdles. Let's study about skull. This is showing the human skull. The skull is framework of the bones of our head. When you touch your head, you find something hard inside it. That is skull. Means skull is the framework of the bone inside our head. It is made up of 22 extremely hard and strong bones. And these bones are joined together. But when a baby is born, these bones are not joined together. But as the baby grows, the bones of the skull fuse together, and as we grown up, these bones join together and form a single skull. In whole skull, there is only one bone which remains separate from the skull. Try to move the bones of your head. Are you able to move them? No. Only there is one bone which you are able to move in your skull, means in your head, that is your lower jaw. The bone of the lower jaw you are able to move. With the help of this bone only you are able to talk, eat, chew the food. So in our face only the lower jaw is movable. This bone is also known as mandible. Function of the skull are: first, it gives shape to the face. Obviously, due to the skull only we humans are having definite shape. And as you have read that these bones protect any of the delicate organ of our body. So skull provide protection to the brain, means our brain is protected inside the skull, so that if any of the injury is there, if any of the accident happen, then the brain is protected because our skull is very hard. So it means that skull provide protection to our brain, even eyes, tongues, inner part of the ear. As you can see in the picture, the skull is having space for eyes, space for nose and for ears. So it means it provides sockets for the eyes. Except this, our skull is having teeth in upper and lower jaw, and with the help of the teeth we are able to chew and cut the food. Next part of skeleton system is vertebral column. This vertebral column is present in our back. As you can see in the picture, and you will understood the location of this vertebral column or backbone in our body. It is not a single bone. It is made up of 33 small bones. These small bones are hollow or ring-like, means they are having space in them. They are hollow, and each bone in this backbone is known as vertebrae. As simple, if you are keeping pile of coins, you find a column of coins kept on each other. Same as when these vertebrae are arranged on each other, they form a column. So this is known as vertebral column or spine or backbone. As you can see in the picture, children, the top 7 bone, means first 7 bone of our vertebral column is present in our neck region, and the last 5 bones which are fused together, they form the tailbone. Functions of vertebral column are: as skull protects the brain, same as vertebral column protects the spinal cord. Now what is spinal cord? Spinal cord is a part of nervous system. It is also a very important part and it's a very delicate part. So this spinal cord is protected inside the vertebral column. As you have learned that each vertebrae have a cavity, have a space in them. So this spinal cord is present inside this cavity of the backbone, and these spinal cords are protected inside that. It provides the main support of our body, means because of the backbone only we are able to stand upright, we are able to walk, even we are able to bend and twitch. So we can say that vertebral column is the main support for our body. Next part of the skeleton is rib cage. As you can see in the picture, is it not looking like a cage? Yes, so this cage is made up of ribs. The rib cage is arrangement of 12 pairs of ribs in our chest region. As you can see in the picture, and you can even count, there are 12 long and curved bones. So these long and curved bones are known as ribs, and these 12 pair of ribs and arrangement of these ribs is known as rib cage. There is a flat bone in the middle of the chest, is called sternum or breastbone. As you can see in the picture, that in front there is a flat bone, this is known as breastbone or sternum, and at the back this rib cage, the 12 pairs of ribs are attached to vertebral column, means backbone, as you can see in the first picture. And you know, these 12 ribs are joined at the back to the backbone, and in front it is joined to the sternum. But children, if you see carefully the picture of the rib cage, you will find that 10 pairs of ribs are attached to the backbone and the sternum. 10 pairs are attached directly or indirectly, it is attached to the sternum. But last two bones which you find, it starts from the backbone but it do not attach to the sternum. These are free. Hence, these two bones are known as floating rib. These altogether 12 bones, backbone and sternum makes the rib cage. The rib cage protects the delicate part of our body, heart and lungs. As you have learned in the first chapter that our heart is located between lungs and inside the rib cage. So yes children, so the function of the rib cage is that it protects the heart and lung inside, and it plays an important role in respiration. As you know, when we inhale air, the air goes into our lungs and the lungs expand, and when we expel the air, that lungs contract. So this rib cage allows the lungs to expand and contract freely during the respiration. So it plays an important role in respiration, as well as it also helps that all the that heart and lungs are at their place. These lungs do not dislocate. Next part of skeleton system is limbs. Limbs means our hand and leg. Our arms and legs are known as limbs. The arms are known as forelimbs, and as well as the legs are known as hind limb. Our forelimb, it is divided into upper arm, the forelimbs and the hand. The part of the arm from the shoulder to the elbow, means the part from shoulder to the elbow, it is known as upper arm, and the part from the elbow to wrist is known as forearm, and the wrist and fingers is making our hands. So upper arm, as you can see in the picture, which is joined to the shoulder, it have one long bone, its name is humerus, while the forearm, which is the part between elbow and wrist, it has two bones, radius and ulna, and the wrist and hands contain very small 27 bones. So as you can understood that upper arm has only one bone, humerus, forearm has two bones, radius and ulna, and the wrist and hands have 27 small bones. And the legs, as arms are known as forelimbs, the legs are called as hind limb. It consists of upper leg, means thigh, knee, it is a joint, then lower leg. Lower leg is the part between our knee till ankle and foot, and last is ankle and foot. So as you can see in the picture, upper thigh, our upper leg or thigh has one long bone which is known as femur. Okay, and you know children, This femur is the longest bone in our body, and the lower leg has two bones, tibia and fibula. As you have learned that our hands have one long bone, humerus, and two bones in forearm, that radius and ulna. Same as in our hind limbs, we are having femur, the longest bone, and the tibia and fibula. Our ankle and feet have 26 small bones. These hind limb and forelimb help us to move, run, walk, and even hold the things, means movement in hand and leg. Next part of skeleton is girdles. Girdles are the bony structure, means it is made up of bone that actually joins our limbs, means hand and legs, to the whole body, to the trunk of the body. These are known as girdles. There are two girdles in our body, pelvic girdle and pectoral girdle. The first picture is showing pectoral girdle. The arms are connected with the help of shoulder girdle or pectoral girdle. Children, pectoral girdle is also known as shoulder girdle, means it joins our hands to the body. As you can see in the picture, that hands are joined to the rib cage through this pectoral girdle. Same as our legs are joined to the hips with the help of our hip girdle or pelvic girdle. So these two girdles join the limbs, hand and leg, to the trunk of our body. Function of the girdles are, it allows free movement of our arms and legs. Because of this girdle, we are allowed to move, we are able to move our hand and legs freely. It provides attachment of number of muscles and help in locomotion, as well as providing movement for arms and legs. It's also attached bones to the, it also attached with the number of bones and help in locomotion, means movement. So children, this is all for today. I hope you all have seen this video carefully. Now after watching this video, just go through with the learning notes which is provided with this video, and after that do the assignment carefully. If you are not able to do, then watch again the video and attempt all the questions of the assignment. Thank you.